Well, time check from our studio is the 18 past 18 hours GMT on Sports Direct. My name is Phil John Quartey. Okay, let's do something special there and look at the history of ping pong. We're talking about table tennis, how the name ping pong originated. And also, we'll look at the contribution, the formation of the table tennis club known as the Westchester Table Center in New York. Let's get it.
My name is Will Shorts. I'm the owner of the Westchester Table Tennis Center. I'm also the crossword editor for the New York Times. So I have these two things I do. So ping pong was a My name is Will Shorts. I'm the owner of the Westchester Table Tennis Center. I'm also the crossword editor for the New York Times. So I have these two things I do. So ping pong was a worldwide craze around 1900 to 1903. It started in England, first became popular there, and then swept around the globe. So in the United States, ping pong was a craze around 1902. And here is a sheet music from a popular song at the time, Ping Pong Polka. We opened this center in 2011, and about 3 or 4 years ago, I started collecting table tennis memorabilia. One of the oldest things I have in this collection is this game. Ping pong, as it was originally called, came out in around early 1890s. And the game was called Gossamer, and the ball consisted of a cork that was wrapped in cloth, so it really did not bounce very well and was not successful. The name was changed to ping pong, and the early paddles were like this. It's a hollow paddle, and when the ball hits the paddle, it makes a thunk sound, which is where the name ping pong comes from. Something that most people don't know is that the name ping pong is a trademark. It's owned by a game company in the United States. So anyone else who wants to use the name has to use the name table tennis. When ping pong first became a craze, as I mentioned earlier, around 1901 and 02, other companies wanted to jump into the market with their own games, but they couldn't call it ping pong because that was trademarked. So here is an early knockoff game that's called Bing Bang. And here's another one down here called Whiff Waff. These were popular versions of the game that used their own name. I'll tell you, the very first mention of use of the name table tennis was from 1891. And it was a table game as shown on this board up here. Of course, table tennis is a indoor version of court tennis, and some of the very earliest rackets are like miniature tennis rackets with strings rather than a hard surface. And I don't think they play very well. Here, I'll show you a cool thing I purchased via Etsy, the online site where you buy things, and it's a ping pong tankard. It was won from a ping pong contest in 1902 from the Strollers, which was a high-end social club in Manhattan on just around Christmas in 1902. And it has a name at the bottom. The tournament was won by Louis Mansfield Ogden. So I looked up this guy. He was a noted industrialist of the time, and he was on the Titanic, which sank in 1911, but he was one of the survivors. This is the actual trophy that he won in the ping pong contest. My best friend is Robert Roberts, who's the manager of the club. He came to the United States from his home in Barbados in 2006 to visit a girlfriend here. he was 3-time table tennis champion of the Caribbean, so he was a very good player, and he wanted to join our club. But he didn't have a car, so I became his driver, and that's how we became good friends. We started playing at other clubs around the New York area. And Robert's, when we were visiting other clubs, he's saying, why don't we start our own place?
My name is Robert Roberts. I'm the manager, and I organize, help organize with the tournament stuff. I met Bill Shorts in 2006 or 2007 at Burt's Rehabilitation Center, which was a club at that time. Now it's not anymore. I was introduced to him by a friend of mine, and after that we became really good friends. I started to coach him a little while. We started to play. We started to go to different clubs, and after a period of time, I said to him, it's a possibility that we should try to open our own club. The thought just went past his head. But after, like a subliminal message, after like a couple of months, we actually had a conversation about it, and he said, you know what, this is a fantastic idea. We spent like probably a year or two looking for the club, and after we found this, it was actually a warehouse first, and spent like another 6 months to a year trying to convert it into an actual table tennis space. I can't imagine what this looked like before we started doing our renovations. It was a warehouse when we got it. So it was like a junk dealer warehouse. It was full to the roof with just stuff like old televisions, stuff that you can't even imagine. And after we cleaned it out, then we realized that, you know what? This is the ideal space for us. I like to see different cultures coming to the club, different people, and enjoying themselves, especially kids. We are now trying to develop a kids program, and when I see the kids coming here and leaving with a smile, and also the parents, that brings a smile to my face.
My name's Sammy. My name is Jacob. We've been coming since like around August. My favorite part about this thing is probably all the good times and friends you get to make at this place. Yep. And my favorite part is like, it's like making friends and also like winning, because you win, you're happy. I like taking lessons from Courage. He's a good coach. I like how he teaches me how to do things, even though sometimes I might not be able to do something right. But he'll keep on pushing me so I get it right, and that is why I'm as good as I am right now.
My name is Courage Nanevi, and my role is a professional coach in the center. Well, table tennis is my passion ever since I was born. I was enthralled through the rhythm, the sound of the ball. And as a kid, I just love to hear the sound. When I was growing up, it's like, I just want to know what this ball is used for. So I took into the game, and then I started playing. And here I am now today. Very difficult, but I try to make it easy, and I come to their level, and I make sure that they understand. Both speak the same language, and when they understand whatever I'm telling them, and they are doing it, they are happy, and I'm also happy. So that makes me so happy. My mission is to make sure that I coach people to really get to the top of the ladder. Teaching somebody who will always appreciate the work that you are doing and always love to have you teach is the best thing. In my life, I'm somebody who loves the game so much that I want to see people play. I want to see the impact that I give to people. So I try to motivate them, whilst motivating my student over here and getting them the right tuition and making them happy in the sport. My coaching staff and making sure that every student that I have a knowledge about the game, and they understand and they like what I do is one of the happiest things in my life, and I love doing what I'm doing.
My name's Yoshi, and I learned from Courage to play table tennis. I found out about this center by trying out a lot of different sports, and then my dad suggested that I come here, and I think it was the best choice. I've been playing table tennis for about 2 years, but I haven't actually been competitive until I started competing and learning lessons with Courage. This sport is more special than others because you use nearly every skill. You use your body, you use your mind, you use your legs too.
My name is Amelia Menon, and I'm a table tennis player on the U.S. national team. I started playing at the Westchester Table Tennis Center in Pleasantville, and I haven't stopped since. To be on the U.S. national team is an extremely hard responsibility because you're playing at a high level and there's so much at stake, but it's also so enjoyable because it's what I dream to do. Playing table tennis at a high level is kind of conflicting because on one hand, you're doing something which is your dream and something you love, but it's almost like living a double life because not everyone knows you do it. I think my deadliest move is my backhand. It's something that I wasn't always very good at, so I practiced that the most, and now it's become one of my biggest strengths, and I always try to find an excuse to use it. Playing strategically and precisely in table tennis, there are so many different spins and angles, and it's not a huge court, so you have to be very specific where you direct the ball to, and even the smallest errors can cause such a huge difference in where the ball goes and the outcome of the point. So it's really important to be very precise to where you're hitting it. I played the Olympic trials. I came 9th, only 4 ago. My goal is to make it to the 2028 Olympics because it's in LA, and to play in Olympics at home would be amazing. I keep going back to the center because it feels like a second home. It's where all of my favorite memories are, and I love table tennis. Such a warm community. It's a state-of-the-art facility, and it's where I can do my favorite thing, which is play table tennis.
Well, that is the history of Pingpong, how it originated, and also the creation of the Westchester Table Tennis Center in New York that features Ghana's Quartey Nenevi doing very well, creating a lot of talent and also helping develop table tennis in the United States of America and that of the world. Okay.